Spider-Noir, released May 27th, is the Amazon Prime original series based off of the Marvel comic character, Spider-Noir. Nicolas Cage reprises his role from Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse now in live-action form, as Ben Reilly, the super-powered PI. The 8-episode series grapples with Ben being caught in the crossfires between the criminal leader Silvermane and the mayor as they reach for power and control over the city. I'm Tom the Wizard Man, and this is the Fake Wizards review of Spider-Noir. If this review provides you any value at all, please like and subscribe, as we're making reviews every single week. Spider-Noir takes place in an alternate version of 1930s New York City. Ben Reilly is a burned-out PI on the edge of shutting down from a lack of paying jobs. He's hung up his mask as the vigilante, the Spider, for over 5 years now, after failing to save his would-be wife, Ruby. In the beginning, he takes a job to tail an individual who ends up turning out to be a super-powered individual. From there, he's caught in the web of a whole criminal conspiracy, with strands tied to the mob boss Silvermane, the mayor, and even his past in the war. Helping him in the investigation is his secretary Janet and reporter Robbie, as he gets tangled in the plot surrounding Cat Hardy. Spider-Noir is of course based off of the Spider-Man mythos, with this being a different iteration and adaptation of the character. Personally, I'm not the most familiar with Spider-Noir as a character. I vaguely know that the Vulture was a cannibal or something, but I do know Spider-Man characters. So I don't know the accuracy of this as a Spider-Noir adaptation, but I think this was a fun rendition and twist on the Spider-Man story. In my opinion, Spider-Noir is good. This is probably the second best streaming show that I've seen come out this year. I think I would still put One Piece live action season 2 above this. I'm going to say this isn't the best thing ever made, but it is good. And not in well, everything else is crap, so this is de facto good. This actually is good. It's well acted and well shot. It feels like a good fusion of the comic book and noir detective genres. The noir elements of it grounds it, but the more lighthearted and goofier parts are reminiscent of your comic books. And I'd say those light parts don't overstay their welcome, with very minor exceptions. The marketing angle that they've been taking with this show is that it can be watched in either black and white or in color. For my watch through, I watched it in black and white, and I do recommend it. It really adds to the aesthetic and vibe that they were aiming for. There's a good amount of dynamic camera work and fight scenes that make the series visually impressive. Nicolas Cage as Ben Reilly is a blast to watch. Him and Brendan Gleeson carry this show with their performances. You want to see what happens to these characters. You become invested into the story because of them. I'd also say that the rest of the cast does a great job as well. There weren't any particular performances that were jarring or stuck out as bad. I thoroughly enjoyed the ensemble cast. This is such a weird compliment to give it, but things happen in this. Things actually happen. Ben Reilly in episode 1 is not the Spider, but by the end of episode 2, he's got the suit back on. In other episodes, it'd be on episode 6 or 7 out of the 8-episode series, because the previous episodes had to delve into the other characters' backstories that you could care less about. In this, things happen episode by episode. Alliances are formed, alliances change. Things are set up and paid off in this show. There's none of that, oh well, this was the beginning of the story, you need to come back next time to see where it goes. Unfortunately, this show is stronger in the first half than it is the second half. The first 4 episodes, I was hooked. I was in. The plot was moving. Things were happening. But episodes 5 through 8 have pacing issues. The show starts to drag in episodes 5 through 7, and granted, it's not a boring crawl like in other series, but then in episode 8, it feels like it just rushes through it. This show has a conclusion, but with how fast the final episode is, it kind of feels like it fizzles out. I really wish they restructured those last episodes to give the moments in the finale where there's supposed to be tension a little bit more time to breathe, to really let it feel tense. Elements of this show feels like it was telling you, don't think about it, just go along with it. Spoilers for the first episode. In the first episode, Flint Marko and Ben Reilly fight on top of a construction site. During the fight, Ben falls off, but using his power, he swings back up to the top. Flint doesn't question this at all. He doesn't see him use his powers, so he doesn't know he's the Spider, but he has no suspicions of the character through the rest of the show on how he suddenly made it back to the top of the building. Most of this show is dealing with, oh, look at these guys with superpowers. You'd think he'd be going, wait a minute, how did he get back on top? How did he get back up there? Following up from this scene, during their fight, Ben hits Flint in the head with a plank of wood and he begins to shift. His body begins to change into sand, but the way it was shot and staged, I think the idea was that his face was supposed to fall apart. He was trying to do his best to keep himself materialized, but what they were going for didn't actually have the effect of his face falling apart. Maybe that's just me. I felt like it was missing that effect, because I think that's what they were going for, but maybe I'm wrong. There are moments in this where you very clearly can tell that it's CGI being used. It's shoddy at times, but it's not overly jarring. You see it, but it's not bad enough where you're like, ew. It's not enough to take you out of it. I will also say, I wish there was more Nick Cage being the Spider in this. I thought it was interesting the angle they took on how he acts and is affected by his powers, and I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see more of him in the suit. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. I don't know what the plan was for this series. I don't know if this is going to be a several season endeavor. I'd like to see season 2 of it because I enjoyed Nick Cage. I enjoyed the characters. I would like to see more, but I am content with this being a one and done miniseries. This was developed and produced by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, and so far, they're 3 for 3 this year. Granted, I would put Project Hail Mary and Sheep Detective above this. Personally, I give it an 8 out of 10, and I do recommend watching it. If this review provided you any value, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.